My mom was excited about me pursuing modeling. My family rallied around me, but I was like, I think I'm going to go to college instead because it was tough. It was tough. I did a few little runway gigs and a few little print gigs, and I was like, this is terrible. My sister would force me to eat only rice. I mean, it was just, and I'd be like, I want more
Wow,
than rice. It was rice, lettuce, and a few pieces of chicken. And I'm just
not
like, can I
good.
have more food? I was starving. And you know me now, I'm curvy girl. So I was not meant to be skinny. And
Yes.
so I had just a glimpse that, and that was just a sliver of an idea of how difficult it is to please the agencies and even get a gig, or to be considered good enough, regardless of how beautiful you are. It depends. The industry has their look of the season, and I got that a lot. I had these big bold eyes, and they're like, "You're beautiful, but that's just not the look right now." And I was just like, "You don't want these eyes, girl." So anyway, so it was tough. So
Yes,
I
it
applaud
is.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
So,
just regarding your curvy figure, you have a fabulous curvy figure. I mean,
oh, thank
on the
you.
other hand, has always struggled to keep weight on, which served
Mm.
me in my modeling career. But right now, I see myself in the gym, kind of working to kind of fill out some areas that I like.
You're like
Squats and the
squatting.
like.
You're like, what can I do for these? Like,
Exactly. But
child. So we
yes,
are who we need to be.
times
That's the
have
beautiful
changed
part.
in terms of, really just appreciating Black beauty in all forms,
Yeah,
the Black women in
absolutely.
all forms, yes.
Right. And and every curve and everything. So
Absolutely, yes.
so then modeling became, this is how I'm going to make money. Dancing can't do it, although I love dancing. And I have to probably say that dancing probably helped you with form and the way you move, but we'll talk a little bit about that. So you meet this Frenchman who whisks you off to the chateau in Paris.
Pas château,
Um,
château, non.
I love it.
Ça n'a
And
pas
you speak
arrivé.
and you speak French, so we'll get you to drop some French words.
Yes.
But you get to France and you don't have family there. So it's like, welcome to your new home, and now what?
Welcome to my new home. I cried.
You're like,
Because I'm walking around Paris and there's absolutely nothing that is familiar to me.
right.
Not the odor, not the architecture, not the people, nothing. So I
Wow.
really felt very a stranger in a strange land.
Fish out of water.
So fish out of water for sure, and so I started to well, let's get the modeling career going, and I started
Mm.
my normal go see tour. And I say that because in New York, what you did is you had your book under your arm and you got dressed and you got your makeup going and you knocked on doors. It's not like today where
Mm.
everything is Instagram and Facebook. It's really
Right.
you take your portfolio. If you're lucky, you have someone allow you to come in and you take a look. They take a look at your pictures and they say yay or nay, and then you leave a
Right.
composite and go on to the next one. My storage is so. So that was the same method I used when I arrived in France.
Mm.
And I didn't do any research. I was in love. I was like, okay, I'm going to Paris.
It sounds
What's
dreamy.
happening? When are the shows? I don't know. Are we doing a pret-a-porter or is it ready to wear or what is it? I don't know. So I just said I'm in love with a fabulous Frenchman who's going to buy a chateau for me. And then here I am. I'm going to model in Paris, hopefully. Worst
Right.
case scenario. And I always go back to this. What's the worst thing that can happen
Mm.
in this adventure? The worst thing that can happen is I go home. It's not going
Right.
to kill me. It's not going to make me sick. So off I went, and of
Right.
course, if it didn't work out, I can always go home.
Right.
So
Now,
I'm
how old were you at this time?
20.
T- ah,
I was
20 years old from New
19 to
York.
yes. Hmm.
You packed your bags and was like, I'm out of here. Oh my gosh. That is
Yeah.
very courageous and brave of you. I get it. I love it.
I look
20
back
years
and I
old.
think, what was I thinking? My father purchased a car for me for my birthday in October, drove it across country. He said, "Oh, my darling, I'm so happy to give you this car. Do whatever you want with it," right?
Ooh.
and I
Here it
sold it
comes.
to Paris. He said, "That's not what I meant." However, it did come in handy, though. It did come in
You're
handy.
like, I need the cash, Dad. The car's out of here.
It did. Crazy, but he didn't. He just embraced me and said, "I'm here if you need anything." However, Mom, on the other hand, was like, "You're not going anywhere. Where you think you're going,
Wow.
girl? Where
Right.
do you think you're
Right.
going?"
In New York now, she's got New Yorker eyes, and she's like, "What the hell you think you going?
Do
Get
you
your ass back
realize
in
what
this
I've
house."
done for you so you could be in this country? You're
Oh
supposed to
my
be.
God.
We're first generation Cuban, right? So
Right.
your expectation from my life was to be really taking advantage of all of the opportunities that America had to offer.
Right.
And I thought, great, I'll go to Paris.
You're like, screw this, I'm out. So
But little
20
did
years
I
old. All right,
know.
so you're crying in Paris, just trying to find your way. You grab your lookbook. Is it called a lookbook? What is
A
it called? No, your portfolio.
portfolio. Yes,
You
because
grab your
I
portfolio.
cried because I mean I still had my lover my boyfriend at the time who I
Right.
loved very much and I trusted with my life and my heart.
Right. Right.
However, it was still with this goal to go out and try to become
Hmm.
a model,
Right. Gotcha.
attempt this journey, which was so difficult in America.